Hi, this is Sweet June. How's everybody doing today? Coming back at you with a chat slash rant. And my son is talking about, my son is my baby son is talking about leaving me. He's talking about moving to California. And first he said September. He had a friend that just moved down there. As I've stated in other videos, if you guys watch my videos, you guys are a regular subscriber and you watch my videos. If you've seen some other couple other 2 or 3 other videos that I've talked about my son trying to be a rapper, and check out the one that just recently I did in my car video where I was saying we need less rappers. We need more of that video. I'm talking about him, rapping. Well, turns out, he's pretty serious about this rap thing. In the town that I live in, it's a relatively small city here in Michigan. And, if you want to get into the entertainment industry, this is not the place to do it. Um, you have to go to either New York or Los Angeles or Atlanta to uh, jumpstart your career if it's really something you're seriously wanting to do. And turns out he's pretty serious about this thing. He's been plugging away at it for 2 or 3 years now. He's pretty serious about this rap thing. In my opinion, I think, like I said, like I told him, he needs to have something to fall back on just in case that doesn't work out. This rap thing is just like the lottery. It's like the lottery. It's like when you play the lottery, you got 1 in a million. I don't play the lottery, but a lot of people play the lottery, and they say you got a 1 in a millionth or 2 millionth chance to win or whatever. The odds are really slim, and I think that's the case for the rappers, the entertainment industry, but rappers because there's so many young black males trying to do that in every city, small, large, and medium. There's so many of them that's trying to do the same thing, and it is so competitive. It's very competitive. He's got it's so many of them around here that's trying to do it, and other cities here in Michigan, Detroit, and all of them. There are a whole bunch of them, young African American males trying to rap. Too many of them, an alarming number of them, and it's like that in every state. It's like that in every state. Where there's a decent population of African Americans, a lot of the young black males are trying to be rappers. And in Los Angeles, and I told him, man, when you go because that's where he's trying to go. He's trying to go to Los Angeles, and I'm like, man, you go down there, it's gonna be really competitive. You think it's bad up here, but when you go down there, it's really gonna be competitive, and you dealing with probably millions of young black males trying to do the same thing. So the reality of that situation is that I'm leery of the music industry anyway because I've been doing a lot of reading up and hearing about other celebrities and people's situations that's in the entertainment industry, listening to a lot of people that has spoke about the music, particularly the music industry. Listen to a lot of people speak about the music industry, looking at other artists' experiences in the music industry and everything like that. And it just seems like I'm really worried because I don't want him to get taken advantage of. If an event, if he does sign a contract or something, I don't want him to take advantage of because I know the music industry is greedy. It's a lot of greed going on in the music industry, and it's cutthroat. And the artist is the last one that gets paid. Everybody gets paid, and the artist is the last one that gets paid. And they say it's best to even not to sign a recording contract. It's best just to go independent and go on your own. And that's a whole nother situation right there because there's certain benefits for when you do sign with a label. They can give you some exposure. They can put you out there more and promote you more. and they have the tools, and the finances to do it. Whereas when you're trying to go on your own, you have to do all this stuff on your own. I mean, he's put stuff on YouTube and the other site, and stuff like that. So his stuff is out there, but it's not really big. Um, he doesn't have a really huge following and all that kind of stuff. But there's some videos that he has that has gotten over, thousands of hits on them. It kind of varies. So, um, but I mean, the reality is, if you want to do something like that, then you do have to go to a larger city. But it's just, I'm just very, very, worried about the situation, as far as I don't want him to get taken advantage of. And I know all the the things that comes along with being in the music industry, and the things that he may possibly be exposed to being in that industry. And I'm just really concerned about it. Um, I mean, if he did get to that level, to where he had a contract and everything, and he was really getting out there and everything, I know I would have to step up and make sure that he doesn't get taken advantage of, because ain't nobody gonna have his back like mom. You know what I'm saying? Next to God. So but that's like I said, the jury's still out on that. The jury's still out on, whether he is even going to go that far. And you know what I'm saying? And so, but he said that if I keep telling him, Edmund, have a plan B just in case. Go down the whole alphabet if you have to. I mean, because you need more than a plan B. You need to have some other plans too in place. Um, so he said if that doesn't work out, he wants to produce. And he's young yet. He's 19 years old, so he's got time on the side to figure out things. And I tell him, you gotta, have that plan B in place, or have some other plans in place, just in case that doesn't pan out. And so, but he's pretty serious about this thing. He says it's his passion. I keep asking him about it. I kept talking to him about it. He says that this is his passion. But like I said, it's a lot of things that's going on in that music industry that I'm very leery about. In the entertainment industry, period. The entertainment industry itself is something else. But then that music sector of it, that music industry, is something to be is something to be reckoned with. It's the force to be reckoned with. And I just don't know if even he's mentally prepared, mentally, emotionally prepared, or even, and most importantly, I don't think he's spiritually prepared. I don't think he is spiritually grounded. I think to be in the music business, in the entertainment industry, period, you got to be really spiritually grounded, because you got a lot of things that's going to be coming at you. And so that's what I'm concerned about with my son. He doesn't have he's not really seriously spiritually grounded. He's not strong spiritually, and he's still young. And so he comes. He always say, I'll be trying to tell him different things. He be like, Mom, I know, I know, I know. And at that age, they gonna do what they want to do. They're gonna do what they want to do at that age, regardless of what you say. And it's not that I don't want my son to be successful. Of course, I want him to be successful, but I just, the things that comes with being in that industry, I'm just really concerned about with him, and this concern that he will be able to endure it. Like I said, if I have to step up there and, you know say, be it like his manager or something, or say, hey, put my foot down, and making sure that people don't run over him and take advantage of him and all this kind of stuff, because that's my baby. At the end of the day, that's my baby. You know what I mean? And so, I'm gonna want to protect him. Part of me wants to protect him, and everything. So I don't know. I just really got to pray about it. And I'm just stressing about him being in Los Angeles, because he went down there. I took him and my other son down there one time, so he's been down there before. But it's one thing to visit LA, it's another thing to live there. And it's completely different from here in Michigan. Where we live at in Michigan is completely different. And it's LA, Los Angeles is huge. I mean, it's huge. I mean, it's big. it's a culture shock. It's a culture shock, for somebody that is not used to being in a large city, living in a large city environment. It's like a culture shock, and so um, I'm a little concerned about him um, going down there. His friend went down there that was living up here. His friend went down there 2 weeks ago, so now his friend is really geeking him up. He found a job down there paying $15 an hour. His girlfriend that he has down there set him up. Um, um, he's working with her family business, and he's making $15 an hour, and he said he's making decent money, and he's saying he really love it down there and stuff like that. And so he's really, my son, he was talking about doing this, last year stuff, but I didn't exactly know when. But now that his friend, at first he said September, now he's talking about going next month. So last night at work, I was thinking about him leaving, and I was kind of tearing up, and I was like, June. Ooh. Suck it up, because you ever be at work and you want to cry, and you're like, you can't, you can't cry at the job, so you're like, and that was like the last 45 minutes of work, and I'm like thinking about it, and I'm trying to tear up, and I'm like, June, get it together, suck it up. You at work, you got 45 minutes now. You got to do that. Wait till later. Cry later. But right now, you got to take care of your business, get through the shift, and this ain't the time. I kind of have to self-talk my way through it. It's like, let me know in the comment section, you guys ever experienced that? You guys ever felt like crying on the job for whatever reason? We all have a life outside our work, and sometimes the life outside of work gets a little overwhelming. And then sometimes you be at work and you be thinking about and worrying about and stressing about stuff that's going on at outside of work, and then it gets overwhelming. Sometimes it gets emotionally overwhelming. Sometimes I've had many times like that on jobs. So I've had to, in that case, I've had to stop. June, you're at work now. You can't cry at work now. you gotta hold it together. You got a few minutes yet, so you gotta suck it up. And sometimes I'll be like, think happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts. So I don't break out, because I felt myself thinking about it at work, and I felt myself tearing up. So I just, that's my baby. Part of me, I have so many mixed emotions. I don't want him to, I don't want him to leave me. I'm going to be keeping 100 with you guys. I don't want him to leave me. I want him to stay with me forever. He wants me to come down there. I mean, I was thinking about the possibility of going down there next winter. I was going to try to live in actually both places, like go to California in the winter, because the winters up here is getting to be too much for me. As the older I get, the harder it gets on me. So I was thinking about possibly going down there next winter, not this winter, but next winter. Um, and he's like, well, Mom, when I go down there and I get all set up and everything, then maybe you can come down there. But I'm not ready to go down there right now. There's some things that I'm trying to get situated up here. I'm not going to really go into all of that right now. But there's some things that I'm trying to get set up and get situated up here that I got to get straightened out up here before I can even make any moves like that. So right now, I can't even think about it right now. It's not even on the table for me right now. And so, um, and so he would pretty much, I mean, it's nice to know that he does have a friend down there. He said, Mom, we thinking about getting a place together. So that gives me a little bit of comfort, knowing that he does have somebody down there that he knows from Michigan that he can kind of stay with and, bond with and everything like that. So that makes me feel a little bit better right there. So, um, I know that I got to let him go. I thought about it, and I said, I know I got to let him go. My friend was telling me, you gotta let him go. You gotta let him do it. You gotta let him, um, um, find his way. I gotta let him find his way. I gotta let him be a man. Um, I know all that. I know all that. I got let him do all that. But that's my baby. my baby. So it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. I'm gonna be worried. I'm gonna be blowing up his phone, and so I know I gotta let him go. I know I gotta let go. Let me know in the comment section if you have grown adult children. Um, if it's this hard for me, and I have boys, uh, I couldn't even begin to imagine if I had a daughter. If my son was a girl, if I'm feeling like this and he's a boy, I can't even begin to imagine what I would feel if he was a girl. I'm like, oh my God. Whew. I'd be trying to lock her in the room there. You ain't going nowhere. So I don't know. Um, it's life. It's life. Your children grow up. They got to go out and they got to find their way and they got to do their own thing. Whatever it is that they want to do, whether it's going to college or whatever. It is what it is. I left my mom's house at 19 myself. I was 19 years old when I left my mom. And I'm thinking about that. I said, I wondered if my mother had those same feelings when I left. She did. She had, she had some reservations. I think deep down, no, she didn't think that she wasn't ready for me to leave at 19. But I was right. At least I was right here in town. She knew I was right here in town. I did move out at 19, but I was right here in town. I didn't actually go across the country. So it's a different situation if he was talking about moving out and getting his own place here. So at least he still would have been here in town, but now he's talking about going all the way across the country. So that is totally a different situation. And I gotta let him go. At the end of the day, I know I gotta let him go. He's my baby, but I gotta let him go, and that's all I can do. And hoping that raising him, I tried my best to instill some good things in him and some spiritual things in him, and I'm hoping that that'll be enough to carry him. And um, I'm definitely gonna be praying for him and blowing up his phone, getting upset if he doesn't call me, that type of situation. So I don't know. Let me know in the comment section if you guys got adult children that just turned adults and they're talking about moving out of state, moving out of town, moving out of state, or they're going away to college. And let me know what your feelings are about that. And yeah, I mean, it's life. It is what it is. Uh, as I told you guys last week, I got a new car, new used car. It's a Ford Taurus. I had a Ford Taurus before. This is my second one. Make a long story short, the other Ford Taurus had a dent in the side of it. I think it was on the passenger side, I want to say. That was the one thing I didn't like about it. It was a pretty dominant dent that was on the side of the car when I bought it. But at the time, hey, I needed some transportation. That was one of the things about the other Ford that I didn't like. Well, my son, in efforts to move my car, to park his car, he parked my car on the street, on the curb in front of my house, you know, on the street, and okay, and it's snow time, it's snow and it's icy. I comes out, and my oldest son said there wasn't a dent in the car before, was it? I said, no, there wasn't no dent in the car. What do you mean there's a dent in the car? I goes out, there's a freaking dent in my driver's side door of my car. Somebody put a dent in my driver's side door on my new car. Now, mind you, this car didn't have any dents in it. The body is in excellent condition. There's hardly no rust on it, virtually no rust on it. The body was in excellent condition. I mean, it almost looks like if you bought it, it's a 2003. It almost looks like if you bought it in 2003. Yeah, that whoever had it before she took care of it. Everything was working on the vehicle, on the inside. No cracked windshields, no cracked mirrors or anything like that. Everything was pristine on the car. The body of the car is nice. Everything is pristine on the car. And then all of a sudden, this happens. Somebody decided they wanted to run into my car without notifying me and without telling me that they did it. So I'm really upset. I'm really upset that somebody, now I have a dent in my new car. So I just got insurance put on it, and it's not full coverage, so I won't be able to get it taken care of from the insurance company. So I'm pretty upset about that. I just got the car. I haven't had the car a full month yet, and all of a sudden this happens. So I'm really upset about that. So I told my sons, please do not park my car on the street. I don't want it, and that's what I was telling them before. I said, don't park it on the street. I don't want my car parked on the street. And, and this is kind of it's not really that wide of a street. Somebody could have slid into it and just kept moving. People nowadays, it just amazes me. People don't care anything about anybody's property. They have no care about nobody's property. Don't care about, instead of knocking on the door and saying, is this your car? I think I hit it. Whatever. Well, that's too much like right. I know that's too much like right. Ain't nobody gonna do that. So whoever hit it, they hit it and they kept it moving. So I'm really upset about that now that my car has a dent in it. And so I think they slid into it because there's a dent in the door, and then it looks like there's a scratch going all the way across up to the right, to driver's side fender there. So it's like a scratch. It looks like they hit it, and it scratches going all the way from there all the way to that fender. So it almost looks like they literally scraped it. They ran into it and they scraped it. So, and they kept going. So I'm not happy. And I was thinking. I said, well, in the larger scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal. I guess the most important thing is that the car runs, and it does run good. Um, and that's what I keep telling myself. The most important thing is not like I haven't had a vehicle with a dent in it before. But it's just the principle of the thing that this car was pristine. It didn't have any dents in it. It's a nice vehicle. It was really, the previous owner really took good care of it. Everything is working on it. There's even no rust on it. I mean, the car is nice. It's really nice, and we got it for a really good deal. And so, well, they got it for a good deal. I didn't pay for it because my son owed me a car from wrecking my other one. So my other son helped him out. So it did needed some strut work in the back, and my other son got that taken care of. So, but I just say, well, I guess the important thing is that in a larger scheme of things, the most important thing is that the car runs. As long as it continues to run good for me, but I'm not happy about it. Every time I look at it now, every time I get in the car, I gotta look at it, and every time I look at it, I get upset all over again. But what am I gonna do? It is what it is. So, um, it's always something. It's always something. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Either somebody trying to steal something from me. Like we had a steel garbage can out here. Somebody banged that up real bad. We don't know if it was the mailman that did it. My son said it was the mailman that did it. I don't know. We had a steel garbage can out here. One of them old school steel garbage cans. We had one of those. Well, that got banged up real bad, and we had to get rid of that. So it's always something, or somebody's knocking over my mailbox, or so I told my son, I said, we need to invest in some surveillance cameras so we can know what's going on outside of this house, because I'm tired of all this stuff happening, and we can't prove who did it because we didn't see them. We need cameras outside this house so we can see and we know what's going on. So when this stuff takes place, we can know exactly who did it, or what happened, or whatever the situation is. So frustrated about that. It's like either somebody's trying to rip you off, or they're trying to damage your property. They're either trying to steal from you, or they're trying to tear up your stuff, either one thing or another. Whatever. I'm just at the end of the day, I'm very grateful that I have some transportation. Very grateful that I have a car. So I guess that's the way I have to look at it. So let's talk about this. I'm upset about some other matters that's going on right now. I'm not really going into that situation either, But stay tuned. I have a cooking video coming up tomorrow. I'm gonna make my I'm gonna make a neck bone stew tomorrow. So I'm gonna do a cooking video showing you guys how I hook that up. And I got this still have this other video that I have coming up. Why people say Jehovah's Witnesses are brainwashed. Yeah. So that video is gonna be coming up. So stay tuned. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell so every time I do a video, you'll be notified. Hit that subscribe button. I want to thank you, new subscribers. I noticed that I got quite a few new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I want to encourage you to stay subscribed to my channel. Don't unsubscribe. So, because I notice people doing that too. They subscribe and then they unsubscribe, and my numbers teeter back and forth. So please, I encourage you to stay subscribed to my channel. I got some good things coming up. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. My current subscribers, I need you to I see my numbers going up. My views are going up on my videos. That's great. I need you guys to watch my content, watch my videos. You know how that goes. Help me get up to that 1,000 subscribe mark and everything like that. Okay, I'm gonna get ready to go get in my shower and be getting ready to go to my meeting. So stay tuned. I got some more interesting video topics coming up. Peace and love. This is Sweet Jim.